as previously mentioned, I am basically just taking requests from my boss at work. He's just handed me a stack of Blu-rays and DVDs and said, "Here, watch these." And I said, "Bet, I will." And so I've just been fitting them in when I have time, and I've had a lot of time this past week because it's just been Thanksgiving, and I've had off from school, and now I've got one more week of school, a week of finals, and then I'm back in the game. I've got so much stuff I'm going to come out for you guys, so I'm really excited for that. But today we're watching a movie that scared the living shit out of me because I am horrified of spiders, and it's kind of a big thing in this movie. But today we're going to be talking about Enemy. Enemy was released in 2013. It was written by Javier Guillon and directed by Denis Villeneuve, which I'm sure I'm butchering both of those names, and I don't even care. So the idea of this film is kind of complicated, but no spoilers, but the general idea is Jake Gyllenhaal plays this guy named Adam, who discovers that there's another guy who is also played by Jake Gyllenhaal named Anthony, who look exactly the same. And it's about them kind of looking into each other's lives and seeing who can take over the life and kind of steal the other person's wife, and it's kind of weird. It's cool, but it's kind of weird. And I do want to talk a little bit about the conspiracy theories. I guess there might be a little bit of a spoiler here and there, so if you're that timid about them, maybe don't watch this one yet. Leave a like and come back later. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, so the movie projects it as a literal thing where these two men, separate men, find each other and try to take over. My theory, and I'm sure other people share this theory, is that it is actually one man trying to decide between his two alter egos, Adam and Anthony. I don't think it's a coincidence that they both start with the letter A. And there are moments where, like, other characters will reference them as something else, like as something from their other guy's life, and I'm like, and the guy's like, and I'm thinking it's because he doesn't realize he's different people. So he might have schizophrenia. I think it's possible he's just battling his inner demons. He's got to figure out whether or not he wants to be a good guy or a bad guy. And all this boils down to spiders. There's a lot of spider symbolism in this. There's a tarantula in the first, opening scene. There's this one really awesome shot that scared the shit out of me of this woman, and the camera's upside down and it turns right side up, and it's just this woman walking down, and at first you're like, yeah, that's just a regular naked woman, and then you get closer and her head is a spider head, and I cannot tell you how horrified I was when I discovered that, because I was like, oh look, a naked, oh god, I was genuinely scared. That was really, really scary to me. And then at the end there's a little bit of a jump scare with a spider, but I saw it coming and I was like, I was looking at the very sides of my fingers here, look at the side of my screen, is there going to be a spider? And there was. So I don't like thinking about it. It was so freaky. I will say that the special effects in the movie are freaking awesome, especially for 2013. Definitely scary. This movie is not a not scary film. It is very scary. There are a couple tiny comedic moments, but for the most part it is just this weird drama that is really scary. Now I'm going to tell you the big reason why this isn't a perfect movie, and that is that it is completely unrealistic, right? So this movie is displaying them as two people who meet each other that are the exact same, right? And I just want you to know that if you meet someone who looks exactly like you, your first impulse shouldn't be to try to take over their life, right? I just feel like that really brought me out of the film, was most of the time I was sitting here, I'm like, why is he trying to take his wife? I feel like, yeah, is it a weird thing that they look exactly the same? Yeah. Should they talk about it? Yeah. Should they fight each other about it? Probably not. Maybe they should sit down at a coffee shop and be like, hey, so who are you? I feel like that should be that would be my first thing if I met somebody on the street who looked exactly like me. I'd be like, hey, we look exactly alike. Let's talk about that, instead of hey, you are me, get out of here. And I don't know. I get that it is trying to drive home the weird schizophrenia thing, and that works for me, it does. But to a certain extent, it just brings you out of the film thinking, this would never happen IRL. And that's okay, because it's not IRL, but it feels like maybe we should have been a little bit less in your face about it. But that's okay. Overall, I mean, it's a really cool drama. I really did enjoy it. It's super entertaining and pretty short, too. It's only an hour and a half. And the spider imagery is freaking horrifying. Really, really scary. And there are a lot of people who think that, the spider shows that he is a weak person. And I don't know if I believe that. I actually think that the opposite, because There's a lot of heel imagery too, where, you know, one of the characters will be looking down and you'll see like the heel of a woman, like on a high heel. And, you know, you squash bugs with your feet a lot. And I just feel like it's possible that he thinks of himself as being a more dominant person than he actually is, which then shows how weak he is in the final scene. I don't know, maybe I'm overthinking it, which I feel like it's impossible to not overthink this film. And I think that over time this film will become like more likable to me. I think that like even overnight, because I watched this last night, I was like, oh yeah, I remember that was a good movie. And like, I don't know, because last night I was like, I liked it, but I didn't love it. This morning I was like, you know what, that's actually like pretty good. And there's a lot of stuff in it that I can't really talk about because spoilers. But it is freaky. If you like freaky, this is for you. Denis Villeneuve gives a really, really good directing performance here. I don't think it's his best. I haven't seen Prisoners yet, but it looks better. And I liked Dune more than this, slightly. Well, Dune and this are completely different platforms. But yeah, I don't know. I'm going to go ahead and give Enemy an A-. I forgot to talk about Jake Gyllenhaal, who was fantastic. So, quick shout out to Jake Gyllenhaal, who was absolutely brilliant in this movie, and I honestly think he might be one of the best actors alive. Anyway, have you guys seen Enemy? Let me know in the comments down below what you guys thought about it. I don't know. I mean, I thought it was really weird. It was really cool. But I'm curious to see what you guys think. Did you guys, like, do you have a theory? Let me know your theories in the comments below, because I want to read about them and see if I think the same thing. Anyway, please consider subscribing. It's a huge, huge, huge help. It really does help me out a whole lot, so please consider doing so. And join me on New Year's Eve, 1 to 9 Eastern Standard Time, as I go live for a 200 subscriber special. So definitely consider subscribing and being a part of that group. It's a whole lot of fun. I'm really excited about it. Anyway, please consider watching movies and television, stay educated, and I'll see you guys in the next video.